The NWA Television Championship of the World gets us started off this week on NWA Anarchy.
What was that?
That was a side kick to the leg. The challenger is a former holder of the world's television title, the technician, Todd Sexton. His opponent, the four-time world's television champion, the untouchable Jeremy Vane.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to tell you one thing, Greg Hunter, that's got me totally upset about here tonight. I want to know exactly why Todd Sexton is being allowed to wear these illegal martial art gloves without this referee here checking them out. Those things are going to be loaded. They're heavy. They should not be allowed. Jeremy Vane should not be forced to fight under these conditions.
Jeremy Vane's wearing gloves.
They're softer gloves. They're for traction.
So are Todd Sexton's. Todd Sexton's gloves are as much for traction as Jeremy Vane's. The man puts on a multitude of submission holds. Obviously, sweat and oil covers the body during a match. He wants to be able to keep his grip, the exact same thing Jeremy Vane does, and I'm quite certain that referee Brent Wiley checked the gloves in the locker room before the matches tonight.
Yeah, he checked them in the locker room, but as you know, the fans at home may or may not have seen, Todd Sexton was wearing those around his neck when he came out, and he put them on inside the ring. He had a chance to load them when the lights were out. Greg Hunter, and also the other differences here too, is the fact that Jeremy Vane's gloves, they have vents on them. They got holes. They're aerated. That means that he can't hide anything because you can see what's inside. Todd Sexton has got those gloves on that you can't see anything that's going on.
You're looking for any excuse right now, aren't you? Todd Sexton tonight is challenging for the world's television title, and already you're preparing in case the champion loses, huh?
I'm not preparing nothing. I'm just stating simple fact here. The fact that Todd Sexton, all the time that he's been here in NWA Anarchy, has thrown his weight around. He has made title match. He's made special matches for himself. He totally threw out that whole retirement thing out the window and has become an active competitor again. I don't understand exactly why week in and week out Todd Sexton is allowed to get by with a total lack of respect and authority here in NWA Anarchy. You explain that to me.
Well, Todd Sexton earned this television title shot. After all, he made Jeremy Vane tap out in under a minute, and he may do it again. Arm breaker applied by the technician, Todd Sexton, a skilled submission artist. Everybody knows, proud student and graduate of the Texas Wrestling Academy, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, one of the men that trained Todd Sexton, but he learned much of his submission skills from Tony Mama Luke. If you trace the lineage back, that goes back between Tony Mama Luke, who was trained by Dean Malenko, who was trained by the legendary Carl Gotch. So he comes by his technical roots and his submission roots, quite honestly. A big flying clothesline, 2 count, and only a 2 count, says referee Brent Wiley.
So wait a minute, you mean to tell me that Todd Sexton was trained by Shawn Michaels?
Correct.
So now we know where he learned how to screw people, and then you're telling me that he was trained by Tony Mama Luke.
Yes.
Who was trained by?
Dean Malenko.
Who was trained by?
Carl Gotch.
Okay, and this all has something to do with what?
I'm trying to explain to you this man's background, his athletic background, his training, trying to let you and the wrestling public know the various facets of this man's abilities. Right now, attempt to the figure 4 turns into a small package, 2, and only a 2 count. Jeremy Vane, big clothesline, Jeremy Vane. If you give me a minute, I'll explain his background for you. Jeremy Vane's championship pedigree is well known here in NWA Anarchy. He is a former Anarchy Tag Team Champion. He held the Wild Side Tag Team titles, and he is the only 4-time NWA World's Television Champion. He's at the top of the all-time leaderboard.
And very impressive record. He has a very impressive track record. If you take a look at everything Jeremy Vane's done, it overshadows everything that Todd Sexton's done. So what? He was trained by Tony Mama Luke.
Oh, sunset flip, 2, and only a 2 count.
And who cares if he was trained by Tony Mama Luke, Dean Malenko, and Carl Gotch? None of that impresses me. No, you know what? You know what impressed me with Todd Sexton? If he spent one moment of his life looking you straight in the eye and telling you exactly how it's going to be. Not all this back dealing that he's been doing, this backstabbing, and this throwing his weight around. We all know that Todd Sexton has been using his executive power when he was a member of the NWA Anarchy committee when he was the technical advisor. He's still using that little bit of stroke that he's developed with the matchmakers to just run roughshod all over Anarchy. Now, you know as well as I do, when he earned that, well, first of all, let me put it in quotations, earned that title shot, yeah, he made Jeremy Vane tap in under a minute, but that was not a legal match.
No, it was an open challenge. He said he could make Jeremy Vane tap in under a minute, and he did. Jeremy Vane accepted.
Yeah, but that was after a hard-fought battle against an international competitor such as Brokeback Billy Buck.
Well, number one, I wouldn't exactly call Billy Buck an international competitor, a game young man, certainly. Todd Sexton rallying back off the near side. Big kick, cover, hook of the leg, 2, and only a 2 count. And number 2, if Jeremy Vane had been in such dire straits, why did he say yes to the challenge?
You know, now you're just confusing the facts.
I'm confusing you, apparently.
He knew that if he didn't accept that challenge, Todd Sexton was going to get this match anyway. So Jeremy Vane wanted to show that he is a competitor, and that's what he did.
Jeremy Vane right now is being laced with one backhand after another.
Illegal.
Revert. It's an open hand. Sets up the wheelbarrow suplex. Great counter to Todd Sexton's assault. Cradle, and again a 2 count. Fans, the World's Television title opens up this week of Anarchy, but we will see champions later on the hour. In fact, up next, we'll be having words with the 2-time Anarchy heavyweight champion, Chad Parham. Maybe we can get some sort of an answer as far as his assault on Ace Rockwell. Right there, VKO from the television champion, perhaps looking for the VDT, comes out of it, does Sexton. Sexton looking for the Anaconda Vice, and he has it. This is the move that Jeremy Vane quit in under a minute.
Now this hold needs to be broken.
Why?
Todd Sexton's pinky toe broke the plane of the bottom rope, which means he could use that for illegal leverage. And this referee is doing nothing about it.
I didn't see his pinky toe. I see Sal Rinauro. And I just saw Sal Rinauro rake Sexton in the eyes.
Get Sal Rinauro. The last time we saw him, Todd Sexton made him blow chunks here on NWA Anarchy. I thought we'd seen the last of him, but Greg Hunter, I'm in euphoria right now.
Well, Todd Sexton is in a fit of anger. Now,
you should blame Nick Barber for that one.
The race is on. Sal Rinauro is running the Preakness. Todd Sexton walks right in to the VDT-06, hook of the near leg, 3 count, and thanks Sal Rinauro. With the help of Sal Rinauro, Jeremy Vane retains the television championship of the world. If you'll excuse me, JJ, I got to get back to the back.
Hey, you go back there.